After finding the unknown load W, let us proceed toward finding out the shear force. So let's start with shear force calculation. Let's start with left hand support A and we move towards the other extreme end E. First, let's take a section which is towards the right of A and very near to it. So shear force towards the right of A. Let's take a section towards right of A and very near to it. So the shear force towards the right of A is, if you consider the left hand side of section, we see that the only force acting is the upward reactive force VA of magnitude 55 kilonewton. So we have plus 55 kilonewton. And if you see, there is a small amount of force due to this UDL which is acting at a very small distance very near to A. So we can neglect it. Hence the total shear force towards right of A is 55 kilonewton. Now we move this section towards B. By taking a section towards the left of B and very near to it, I can write shear force towards left of B is equal to, first we have the upward force of 55 kilonewton, then there is the additional downward force whose magnitude will be 20 multiplied by 4. So we have minus 20 into 4. Since on the left hand side of section downward force is negative and shear force is negative. So its value comes out to be minus 25 kilonewton. Now let's move beyond point B. By taking a section toward right of B and very near to it, I get the value of shear force towards right of B as, if we see, there is as such no addition of force. So our shear force will remain unchanged, equal to minus 25 kilonewton. Now let's move towards C. By taking a section towards left of C and very near to it, I can write the shear force towards left of C is equal to, since there is no addition of force between these two sections, so value will be same, minus 25 kilonewton. Now let's move beyond point C. By taking a section towards right of C and very near to it, I get the value of shear force towards right of C as, again, as there is no addition of force, only there is the addition of couple of magnitude 20 kilonewton meter, which is not taken into consideration while calculating shear force. So value of shear force will be same, minus 25 kilonewton. Now by taking a section towards left of D and very near to it, the shear force towards left of D is equal to, again same, minus 25 kilonewton, as there is no force between these two sections. Now taking a section towards right of D and very near to it, the shear force towards right of D is equal to, if you see, as you move from this section to this section, there is the addition of upward reaction force VD whose magnitude is 55 kilonewton. So we have minus 25 kilonewton, which was the shear force to the left, plus 55 kilonewton. The value comes out to be 30 kilonewton. Then by taking a section towards left of E and very near to it, shear force towards left of E is equal to, again it will be plus 30 kilonewton, since there is no force between these two sections. Now you can verify this answer, the shear force at this section equal to 30 kilonewton, by considering the right hand side of section. If you see, on the right hand side of this section, there is a downward force of magnitude 30 kilonewton. This was the unknown force which we found out. Now downward force on the right side of section is positive and hence the value is plus 30 kilonewton. With this, our shear force calculation is complete. Now we plot the shear force variation diagram or shear force diagram. So here we have the zero line of shear force diagram. Positive shear force will be above the line, negative shear force will be below the line. On the x-axis we have length of beam and we have all the salient points of given distances plotted on this zero line. So now the shear force to the right of A is 55 kilonewton. So we plot a positive 55 kilonewton value of shear force above point A by taking suitable scale. Now let me connect this point with point A by a vertical line. Now shear force to the left of B is minus 25 kilonewton. So let's plot a value of shear force of minus 25 kilonewton, that is below the zero shear force line, below B. Now since between point A and B there is a uniformly distributed load, the variation of shear force will be linear. So let me connect it with an inclined line. Now shear force towards right of B is again same 25 kilonewton, and you will see that the shear force up to the left of D is the same, minus 25 kilonewton. So we have, let me plot minus 25 kilonewton over here below D, and let me connect it with a horizontal line, as the shear force between B and left of D is same, that is minus 25 kilonewton. Shear force to the right of D again comes back to plus 30 kilonewton. So we have above point D, let me plot a value of shear force of 30 kilonewton and let me connect it with a vertical line from minus 25 kilonewton shear force to plus 30 kilonewton shear force. Now shear force to the left of E is 30 kilonewton. So above point E, let me plot a 30 kilonewton force and let me connect it with horizontal line. So after connecting this line with zero line, our shear force diagram becomes complete.